My mic is muted. Okay, that's Ken Zeska and Joe Binish.
Hi, guys.
They're going to destroy my layout or operate it. And thank you guys all for coming. And if there's no technical difficulties, you're watching the wrong show. So say hello to who we got in here. If you say hello, then I'll know you're in here. It says about 25, and I got about 15 names. I see Milt Spatten joined. It says Lynn, but that's his lovely bride. So everybody say hi to Milt.
Well, why not say hi to Lynn?
We can say hi to Lynn. Milt, your SD9s are in the article too. So I had to borrow Masabi power from Milt. He had a few engines. Mark from M&M Rails is here. Dennis Otter Creek, welcome. John Whithouse. Randy Relander, another person we suckered into the Twin Cities division. And Dwight Curley, good evening. Ralph Renzetti just joined us. Good evening, Ralph. David Chapman. Got Mike Slater all the way from Wisconsin. Heath is here from Humanity Junction. He's been trying to help me with tech issues, and as usual, I don't understand. Don Head is here. Bernard is here. Good evening. Tim D. Robert Thomas. I see Paul H. Green Bay and Western. There's an Alco guy right there. And Diana G. Lady Di is in the house, so be kind to her, because she provides the snacks and all the sponsors. So, so this happened. And I want to thank all of you guys for supporting me and giving me inspiration and convincing me that what I do is good enough. Wow. Thank Otto Vondrak too and the crew at RMC for accepting my photos. William Sampson, who is a designer extraordinaire, did my track plan, as you saw in there. He came over and measured and took pictures and did a wonderful job, and submitted a bunch of photos. I know they like to have about 20 to 25 photos for a submission. I think I submitted like 30, 35. So there's still a lot good photos that may come out sometime, or I can show you there. Does anybody have any questions about how you go from foam scenery to this? And we'll also show you some operations. And one of the things that helped me with the photography and making this layout stand out was photo stacking. And all the photos were taken with a Canon EOS Rebel, and each photo was comprised of about 20 photos, which were compressed in Helicon photo stacking and then brought into Affinity Photoshop. And you can see I added exhaust and headlights and some other things there. And how does someone get a? You have to meet me at the hobby shop. Apparently, that was today, and you will get me to abuse it on there. And copy set is Diana says it's $20 because $20 is $20. So. Okay, so what was your angle? I don't know what that means. Okay, he's got 1 week to finish his layout and make it go from plywood Pacific to a finished layout. How do I make you? You hire me. You fly me out to New York first class, bring all my tools, and I'll have it done in a week. So, but then again, you have N scale, so it should take only half a week, Keith. Stuff like that. One of the 5 copies. No, because I actually only have 3 copies. I didn't want to hoard them at the store. There was a fight going on for the magazines, and I realized it was for the Narrow Gauge Gazette and Pat Tony's article. So what do you guys have any questions about, or besides making your track look like mine, or what do you want to see of operations? Because we got a couple cameras set up. We can show you the yard. Ken's over there switching now.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
It looks like I am.
It looks like he is. Yeah, he's dragging ore around. So we're sorting red dirt, and you can see the pins. And I have the welder turned off because he kind of blinds the camera. Did I do a story for the article or more of a standard rundown on the layout? A little bit of both. I had a lot of editing help from Dan Dosa. He writes for a living. And I basically started out with what I enjoyed about northern Minnesota, rail fanning, and the iron ore railroads that I got attracted to and wanted to recreate in my basement. And I didn't do how I did my bench work or anything like that. I think I'd get thrown out of any carpenters union if they looked at my bench work. A lot of it is shelf brackets. It was too cold. It wasn't that cold today. Today was actually a warm day in Minnesota. But one of the things that RMC and other magazines, they're always looking for articles and they're always looking for photos. And you don't have to have a completed layout to finish to submit it. You know, there's parts of my layouts that I hid well. You can see behind me, or you can see on the camera here, the engine facility. And that's going to be a project coming up, but it's done or not done. So I have that. I hid that with some Photoshop. But if you make one or two areas, you can show that people that there's more to your layout than it is. I think a lot of people looked at the track plan and didn't know how small this layout is. And mining spelled incorrectly. It might have. It might have. I've got some crazy decal makers from way, way back. And yes. So here's the thing about RMC. And people, if you build beautiful models like John does here, I check them out on our Twin Cities Division Facebook group. If you submit it to their Boomer Trail, they will crop out everything but your model. If you look through here, I don't know if the issue has a Boomer Trail in it, but they're always, like every other issue, they're always looking for photos that they can put in there just of models. You know, I think I submitted a couple from stuff from our modelers retreat, and see if I can bring them up. Oh, I found one here. So I'll switch back to my camera here. You got to look at my ugly mug. So in their Boomer Trail, you can see those Canadian Pacific engines. And they totally blank out everything around them. So if you submit your models, they'll do that for them. So even if you have a messy workbench or anything like that, and you don't want that shown, they like showing standalone engines, and they will edit all that out for you. Mike Slater, some of your beautiful North Shore models, John's Alcos. Oh, the solid cloud car. Yes, everybody's looking for that photo. The most difficult part was actually writing. I am not a great writer. I know what I want to say. But Cynthia Priest, the editor of the NMRA magazine, has a great clinic on writing articles. And a lot of people write in a passive voice, they call it, and they want you to write more in an active voice. And also, it's when you're describing something, it's very tough to write. And then I glued this, and then I did this, and then I blah, blah, blah. So if you write something, they're very good at editing. But for me, you know, I can do the models, I can do the photography, I can do all this. It was very difficult to write a story, so to speak. And but if you find somebody who is a good editor, a friend of yours, you know, give it to them. Let them have it, make changes. The loop, yes, they are on the layout. We can show you those. Where'd Joe go?
I'm right here.
Grab this camera, Joe.
Okay.
And get the RS-27s up there. They want to see the lupines. So there we go.
Look at the pretty flowers.
So look at the pretty flowers. And what those are pins my wife gave me. She may or may not know she's given me. Cut down to size. Dipped in white glue, then dipped in Woodland Scenics purple flower material and stuck into my florist foam scenery. So, and I see a lot of those up north, and I thought, well, that's going to be a splash of color. And so I thought, and I can pick them out, move them around, which I kind of did for the cover. As I was framing the photo for the cover, I kept grabbing my needle nose pliers and moving them around. And all right, thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Let me go back to Ken switching in the yard. Do we have any stickers? Ray, good evening, Ray. We're working on that. I think, hand me that underneath the nuts there. I think my lovely wife told me that I needed stickers for you, so it's a magnet, and she put this in there, so we kind of do have stickers. They're being ordered. The same guy who did the drawings for my layout is working on the logo, and they look great. Yeah, those lupines are cool. Yes, and there's, you know, also in this magazine, there's some really good articles. I was telling the tugboat about Heath, because Heath has a rail marine in there. And there's also a really good thing about Alan McClellan. And I didn't think that I didn't think you'd mention my name in the same voice as Alan McClellan or be in the same magazine. But they did a real nice job on remembering Alan and his family and his wife. I met them in Madison one year. Just wonderful people, absolutely wonderful people, just like everybody else in this hobby. And there we go. See, Ray, she's gonna find you some stickers. Stickers are, I know. Stickers are a must. I did get some mini prints, you know, in the magazine. You can see the geese and the ducks. And for some odd reason, they didn't want the picture of Bigfoot. I don't know. The Bigfoot is great. Way to Denver. Okay. Enjoy Denver. Denver is wonderful unless you're in the traffic. And that is always annoying of Denver. I thought Minneapolis hated roads, but I think Denver's worse. What's Die say or not? They're looking for your boat. That'd be Heath's boat. custom decals. All the decals I have so far, I've made. So I'm looking to outsource them. We talked today. There was a crew of us at the hobby shop, and Bob Rivard and John Zacharias and Aaron Cohn. We were all talking about ordering from Circus City and some of those other ones. So when I get some, I'll let you know. And Joe's recently helping me make cars to give to other layouts. So I've got a bunch to make. I probably have to make some narrow gauge ones for some of these other ones. And there's Ralph. Yeah, Ralph, your beautiful cabooses. If you look at any of the Splitrock cabooses, those are all weathered by Ralph Renzetti. They're absolute works of art. You know, they're in a number of photos. Those Rapido cabooses, absolute works of art. I think those are really, really good stuff. So you like Highball Graphics? Yes, I buy a lot of stuff from Highball Graphics. They have a lot of things that are not listed. You know, and another one for Circus City. I've always worked well with Bill Brillinger at PDC. And there's Andy. Hello, Andy. Andy says Circus City. Yeah, everybody's bragging on Circus City. So I'm going to order some Splitrock lettering and things like that. And Sparky's in the house. Everybody say hi to Sparky. And has he got the empties out there for you yet, Joe?
No, he's working it.
He's working. All right.
There's a handrail hanging off the side of the locomotive snagging the cabooses.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that. So Joe's going to take a train up the main line, and we'll follow that around in a bit. And now we got we're going into decals here. Oh, really? Do you have to have special ones for a little live steam because it gets warmer or not? It's just lettering on the tender. I think you're right. I think you're right, Ray. It might be. And I've met William Bill a number of times, Brillinger. Yeah, on PDC. So here we are on decal talk. But Joe, what do you like? You're a professional painter. What do you like on decals? What do you think?
The ones from Speedwitch are good. Bill Brillinger stuff. He's done a couple projects for me. They're wonderful.
All right. Joe does lovely painting and decaling, and he does a lot of Bill Brillinger. I think one of the you look at advantages. So I've heard Circus City wants a whole sheet, where Bill Brillinger will do almost a postcard size if you want just one or two off. I know William Sampson has done that for decals for vehicles. Here on the video, looks like Ken's going for the empties. I see the switcher. Okay, you did the mini prints decals. Very good. See, the Canadians are sticking together. I like that. Yeah, he does great work. He used to do laser cutting. If you saw my Smokey the Bear sign or my National Forest sign, Bill did that when he was into laser cutting. A whole sheet. He will do a half sheet. Okay. Okay, so sticker mule. All right. I'll have to tell Diana you're writing this down. We're going to go to sticker mule for stickers. Then the grandkids can have them. And if you haven't heard the podcast came out yesterday, yeah. And we recorded a new one today. It went really well.
Well, I want Central Minnesota stickers.
We can get those. We get Central Minnesota. What's your layout?
Heartland.
The Minnesota Heartland.
They'll be bigger because it's S scale.
Okay. Oh, see, PDC. So we've got decal wars and sticker wars. Sticker mule. Okay. I'll take. If I tell them you sent me, do I get a discount on those?
Shove the caboose all the way down.
Oh.
Oh, nice, nice,
And then I
Sparky.
can back onto those. Pull them out and go on the main.
And Heath. Okay. So I got to catch up. I see everybody posting their stickers, and I have none. I'm trying to remember who's the person that handmade some stickers for me. So there go the empties on the departure track. And then Joe will tag the road power on there, and we'll go up north to the yard.
You got a skewer rack and a couple of this? Oh, okay.
No, there's a magnet.
Oh,
Oh,
at this end? No, we're doing it different.
oh, you're doing it different. Heaven
That'll do,
forbid.
Ken.
That'll do, he says. They'll charge it. Oh, yeah. See, you never do that, Sparky.
Here you go.
That's
And
the
set
rule.
those out on the main. I can pull out. Or just leave them right there.
So no one's looking, so you can 050 that one. You have Ralph sends out billboards. Okay, so the track plan. Yeah, I did make some changes. I've changed the upper yard from operations, and I changed one mine, and I added interchange tracks. So that was some major digging and scraping of the spatula and building new switches, but it's one of those things I think that all of us, after you run your layout for so long and you're not happy,
Whoa.
it's gotta go, you know.
Yeah.
It says go to sleep. Okay.
See, I told you they wrecked my layout. So
My throttle is completely dead.
so yeah, Heath, I did make changes because I didn't like it. And it wasn't enjoyable and it wasn't working as well. And I think that's what a lot of modelers are so against, because they don't want to rip it up, but you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and start again.
Hold on.
Oh, we got to run with it. And of course, those are the units with the current keepers in them. So
That was exciting.
Really?
okay, so Andy, yes, I have modified them, and I'll go back to my other camera so you can pay no attention to the fools behind me here.
Yeah.
Hey, how was that?
So the standard Walters or Jenny, the first thing I do, I don't know if you can even see it, is I add weight in the bottom. They're shot down there. And a lot of times it's painted, different size. I'll just paint it. No one notices it. So I get them up to NMRA standards on the weight. Then I changed out the trucks because the Walters trucks came. They were terrible. They were 5 feet 5 inches. So these are all the new 5-foot wheelbase trucks. Then I had Intermountain wheels. After I used the Micromark truck tuner on them, and then they all have Katie number 5s. And then, since I use magnets, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see it here. I'll get something right in front of it. So you see the uncoupling pin? And you'll notice there's a big blob at the end. Does everybody see that? So I have this bag of atomized steel, and it's basically dust or steel dust. And I dip that into crazy glue. Then I dip it into that steel, which makes it even better for the magnets to grab. There's more for uncoupling because my whole layout is hands off. Except for these two jugheads, but so yeah, my ore cars are highly modified in that way. They're not modified detail wise because no one would know. No one can tell.
In my defense, there's a handrail hanging
So-
out the side here.
Though that's what I did to make them run. I weighted them, changed the trucks, tuned the trucks, metal wheels, and then adjusted the Cadies. And you are correct. There is nothing. See if I can find kind of an unwashed one. There is nothing but a number and an ACI label for the era for 1969. Probably see it better there because they're not interchanged. There's nothing on here that is interchanged. It's a captive railroad. It's not a railroad. It's a mining company. So I don't need reporting marks. I don't need weight or anything like that. And this comes after the same as Erie Mining and Reserve Mining have all their ore cards. They just have numbers on them, so they know which one to fix. There you go. So yeah, decals, but they're beautiful, you know. Yeah, but yeah, more surface area, just more for that magnet to grab. I use multiple types of magnets. I use the non-delayed ones in the yard so you can switch on them. I use the delayed ones up at the mines, and they're all of them are movable. So, are you leaving town or still working, Joe?
Nope, I'm going up the hill now.
All right, let me follow you up the hill.
Okay.
We're going to switch over to this a camera. There's the scale house. Rip tracks. And it's Ken switching over. Hit F8 again, Joe.
Yep. You want it quiet?
Yeah. There we go.
We'll blow the horn by room light.
I thought you were gonna ring the bell.
You ring the bell the whole time. Diana will have something to say to you.
People always call me a dingo.
We'll see some of the menu things.
We got lovely road. You should not call me 51.
Yeah, that's a little too expensive. Yeah, I don't know why they put it on the left one.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, I'll probably just switch around.
This is a cool thing.
Yeah, this is really good.
This is a smiley. Really good thing. Is the detector one?
Oh, yeah.
Splitrock Mining detector, milepost 28.6.
Hey, Ken,
Yes, sir.
would you peek up the stairs and see what my wife wants?
Pick up the stairs. Yes, ma'am. So,
It's up on the stairs. Oh, this is-
Hey, that's where it's at.
Splitrock Mining detector,
My phone is
milepost
deaf, I can hear, I can't hear what's going on down there, I'm not
no
seeing.
feedback. Repeat. No
Unless
feedback.
they can come up here,
One,
and ring the bell, have the phone ring again.
Well, that's what we're worried about.
1, 5.
She's-
8, 6, temperature 7, 0.
The hell's
Somebody's been messing with the dock.
If you hold up, then I can show them that. That's what I want them to do.
Well, yeah, but somebody's got the dock all messed up.
okay? The phone until sleep. All right. Let me plug you back in.
There you go, Joe. Do this.
Oh yeah, here you go. That's me. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Joe will come up here. A couple.
Easy way before.
Alrighty. I'll tell you what. Briefly,
Sure.
stand by those.
Okay.
You can put those through.
All right. Let me couple myself. Where do you want them?
Okay, but you know, put them on the workbench over there.
All right.
I'm in the hoodie pocket.
Yeah. You set them on the spray board?
Yeah. $42 is that one.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
All right. We'll do a motive power switch. There is some narrow gauge. When Joe's going to bring them down the mountain, we'll show you that, where the old Splitrock logging company used to be. Ranger Gourd. Yeah, there is Ranger Gourd up there. That's red green. I always thought that was funny. There is a guy in there. So, yeah. So, yeah, sorry about leaving the comment up. We'll do that on the way down. We'll show. Yes, that's, that's pretty much what she does. More trees. Yeah, you can never have enough trees. I made another 20 this week for some other scenes, and yeah, where's the narrow gauge? So they're on the other side, right by the bridge, and there's a narrow gauge right away and a burned out water tower, and they're really buried in the woods. It's one of those little Easter eggs you can find. Explain the background behind the trees, Mike wants to know. The background with the trees, or the black background on how I make my backdrops look deeper than they are. What boat is getting loaded? The Jill Wagner is getting loaded. Named after a really good friend of my wife's best friend and mine, who succumbed to cancer her 5th bout of cancer in 2019. We miss her a lot, and I kind of load up, have a boat in memory of her. Well, it depends, you know. It's it'd be quite the thing to ship them, but otherwise I can make them. Right, you know, if you're making trees, make 20 or 200 because your scenery just eats them up. And the same with the little bushes and things like that. So I've got furnace filter pines for the way background. I've got super trees for my birch trees. I've got Luke Towan pine trees for the foreground ones. And the willow tree. So I know Sparky's got one too. I don't know. I vowed not to tell anyone how to make this because it was so annoying. So the willow tree base and the trunk is probably 200 strands of wire. And wrapped up the trunk, and then I used some putty for the trunk, and then all the branches all come out. And then for the drooping branches, my wife gave me thread. And I cut all the thread in probably 5-6 inch lengths. And then I would take the thread in the middle and drag it through glue. And then I would take that and dip that into a bowl of knock leaf material. And then I would hang it over so it's draping down like a skewer, a bamboo skewer. And I'd make 200-300 of those a day. And then the next day they dry. And then I'd make 200 more, 200 more. And then those are what I glued on all the wire strands. So you had the main branch, and then you had all these strings. So the willow tree, probably like mine moves. If you blow on it, it'll move. Yeah, probably exactly how you made it. It's about the only way to do it. It's very, very tedious and spectacular. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's one of the highlights because I always see a willow tree by a big pond, and that's where I put your loons in there. And I got the eagles up above, and I've got loon noises and things like that. It is called super trees. And if you go to Scenic Express, and they'll actually sell them to you by the scale. For you, Chris, I would recommend buying a case. And it's this huge, probably 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot, 2.5 foot cardboard box of weeds from Sweden. And you get them. I should do a show on that. I want to do a show on trees, and you get them and you break them off, and they look like a tree. And I'll pluck one out here. And you pluck out all these they have little banana leaves in them. And then a lot of people just spray them and cover them. I mean, these are covered with knock leaves. And you can see right through them. That's what makes them cool. But mine, birch trees are relatively straight. And I know Mike Rosen does, if you're just doing a canopy, you don't have to do anything to them. But I went through an extended process of once I had them all set, I boiled them. I got a big old pot out and boiled them. It's kind of like, smelled like making tea. And it boiled out. So, but then you pick them up and they're all soft. And so then I hang them with a clothespin upside down, and I clip more clothespins as weight so they dry straight because you're taking all the flexibility out of them. And then I hot glue them onto a pin and then paint them and sprinkle on the knock leaves. But yeah, they're really cool because you can see through them. They're very detailed and kind of cool. But it's a lot of work, but you know, you got to do some work to get this, you know, because they want to do that. So, hello, Robert. Robert is here. And yeah. Swede Weedman. Yes, go to Scenic Express. I don't know if Heath or one of my other moderators can put up their link. Go ahead. And they sell super trees. Is there a palm tree on my lap? Not at the moment. I made 3 palm trees, went to Mike Jordan, and I'm making one for Roy Eltham. And other things like that. So then my pine trees, the detailed ones, are square balsa that I whittled down, put a nail in the bottom, hot glue a nail in the bottom. And the branches are florist wire, 26 gauge green florist wire, and dip it in super glue and stick it in. And then once it dries, you cut them down so it's kind of pointy and paint it. And then this is static grass that I don't use a static applicator, but I spray it with dollar store hairspray. And then I just sprinkle it on. And you try and get light on top and dark on the bottom, or dead branches. You kind of see even got dead branches on there. And then with the pin, it just sticks right in my florist foam base, which is, you know, my favorite way of doing it. Yeah, there you go. Check that out. Thank you, Heath. Thank you. 10 trees for everyone to chat. Yes, for $9.99. You come with an autographed copy and a sticker. So, are those 3 working any better, Joe?
Yeah, I'm ready to go down the hill if you want to follow along.
Okay, we'll go down the hill and we'll stop and show you the narrow gauge. Let me get rid of the comments so you guys can see the scenery. And the tree show. Yeah, that might be a good episode. So, all right, so now we'll go follow them down the hill. And all right. I always like these little sneaky around.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially through your hand at a time. So. Very cool. I like the wings in the background.
It's really
You don't disagree with it, you can walk across that. So, House, the park there, it's on the west side, you walk along it, maybe. Not true.
o'clock detector. Now,
I'm gonna walk back to that for one.
There's Ken over here working hard.
I'm waiting for the go ahead to start putting stuff
shovel.
on the dock.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll watch you. Oh, they got it.
Oh,
Somebody forgot to switch.
yeah, somebody forgot to switch. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. You don't get 30 days off.
Can I go into your reliable departure track, Ken?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, God. On the ground.
Visitors are watching.
Take responsibility for that.
It's squealing a bit.
Okay, so I'm stopped over the.
All right.
Sorry.
Get to work here. So let me check what you guys text here. I'll catch up. I know how you guys feel when you get behind in chat. Oh, that's good. Runs like, yep. If it reminds you of the UP, it pretty much should. Yes, he was very supportive. It's always good to have a supportive partner. Nice dust mop. All right. See how far back we went here. In-scale tree. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if Super Trees does in-scale trees. I think they do them all. I have an over. I do. I have one made of wood. I had a guy custom build it for me. I have the Edmund Fitzgerald. There's a good question. I'll have to look it up. I know Bernard has a map of Springfield and who's going to be there and stuff. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you. Yeah, Bigfoot. There is a Bigfoot on there. I was telling people this the other day. I have a Bigfoot, and he's on a pin. And my rule is if you find him, you can move him. So that's what I don't know where he is because the last person who found him moved him somewhere. And I don't know how that's working out. So I have to look around. Have we found Bigfoot? No, I'll have to go look for him. And oh, David is here. David, thank you. Welcome. Thanks for coming here. All right. See what else I missed here. Listening. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sparky's highly qualified for the Golden Spike. And yes, that was a defect detector. That's from Boulder Creek Engineering. And it's just set on random. It doesn't really detect a hot box. Actually, people ask me that every now and then. I always wonder. The Black Lagoon. That might be for somebody down south. I don't think he'd be frozen up here. You know. Yeah, it is. Trees are nice, and they're nice to make while you're watching something, the hockey game, the football game, while you're watching Canada win the gold, you know, the juniors and something. And oh, all right, John's got to go. Another fellow engineer on the red team.
John is one of our new TCD members.
He's going to give a clinic on outcomes at the
There you go.
Railroad retreat. I hope.
Some turtles. I know a guy who sells all these beautiful 3D printed animals. Some, I think Bernard. And Bernard, if you want to post the link up to mini prints. And my wife in chat wanted to know what I need a peanut butter lid for. And it's done yeah, it would be. It'd be done. A new Rapido engine for each willow tree. And Ted enjoyed. Thank you, Ted. We're hoping to get to 50 episodes there. Okay, operations. Joe, here we go.
What's up?
When on a railroad with car cards,
Yep.
what do you wear so you do not drop everything? Would wearing a vest with pockets look ridiculous?
Well, a lot of guys wear an apron.
Come on over here and talk so they can hear you.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
I'll have Joe answer. Have a seat.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching Ken try and shove too many cars in the dock.
So a lot of guys will wear an apron to like a lumberyard apron, a nail apron, and then you can put stuff in there. Actually, the OpSig has ones special made with their green fabric with their logo on them, or had them made. They may still have some available. I haven't paid attention to that. Or a shirt with a pocket is very handy.
As long as you don't take them home with you.
Yeah, don't take them home.
I have received several times packages in the mail of car cards or engine cards or the train cards that give the information for the operators. So try not to take stuff home. Or you put stuff around your neck like this, and you can have a pocket there. Some guys do that. I've seen a 3D printed thing you hold that holds your throttle and then all the different car cards and your uncoupling pick. So there are options out there. Use your imagination. I'm out, Tom.
All right. So that's the truth from a guy who's operated probably almost 1,000 layouts. So whatever keeps them from falling on the floor, I see the aprons a lot. Yeah, the time saver, if it's, I don't know if there's a size, but yeah, you could almost earn it with a time saver. Has Sparky, should I make you a mod, Sparky? You can put him in timeout. I don't know what he's doing there. But, so no vest. Well, you want to wear a vest, but usually people have all the pins on their vest. That's
You set out the detectors when you go by.
yeah. Nail aprons.
Yeah, that's the one I see the most.
And Ray agrees they're very good to take the car cards home with you.
Yes.
Now we do know a lot of people. You know, here's my tip of the day: if you go to someone's house and they have a really nice car that you want to take home, make sure you take the car card. Then they'll never know it's missing. So
That's naughty, Tom. Naughty.
we don't condone that, but I've heard that from other podcasts that might be around the layout or something. So wait staff, yeah, there you go. Lots of pockets. Oh, that's a genius idea. You know, and you can take drink orders as you go around the layout. So someone asks, what's the yellow car for? Well, there's 3 of them. Maybe we'll show them one if these guys haven't derailed one yet. Let me find them here.
I'm derailing stuff over here.
He's derailing stuff. So iron mines, they do special things. The first load out of a mine gets a pine tree in the top. And the last car from a mine, they'll stick a broom in the load that is swept clean. So the first car, this is the first car from the Elizabeth mine. And so the company painted it yellow. And we have this car, and then there's the first car from the Diana Lynn mine, and the first car that reached the dock. And what's great about this is Elizabeth is my daughter. And so I made the car number her birthday, so I can remember that. And I made the other car anniversary, so I can remember that. So it kind of gets me off the hook with a neat idea. But I'm writing an article about that, so. MMR professional, amateur, just an amateur thief. I don't get enough cars to make money. Only from Joe's layout, where they're all handmade resin car kits. Thank you for us slobs who buy off the shelf. So, any other questions? I thank you guys all for joining in. Putting up with some antics of my friends here. This is why operation sessions are fun. I love our hobby, how social it is. I love, Sparky and Heath and all you guys who started this YouTube stuff during the showstopper. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. There you go. That's a great guy's way of doing things. I recommend that if you model a railway of lies and don't have to stick to things like that. All right, everybody say goodnight to Di. She's got to go do more voice ads.
I thought she was drinking Ensign Morgan.
Ensign Morgan, yeah. That's my job. If Ken ever leaves me. So engines, the majority are Atlas, and wish I could video Ken here fighting the ore dog. Majority are Atlas, and I've got Walters. The RS-27s are protos, and C430s, 630s, 636s are Bowser, and Athearn doesn't make many alcos, and Rapido makes the real modern ones. They make beautiful ones like that too. So, right, exactly, Spark. The social aspects, I'm envious of your meet and greets. I just adore that you guys put those on and allow us to be part of it. All lies, yeah. Lies. What are the colored pins for? Here we go. We had a bet on this, how long it would take to ask, Joe. Did you have an hour or something? Or?
I did. I think I get the $50.
You just made Joe rich. What are the balls on top of the ore cars? So iron ore comes in different grades, and that's why we switch them, because they try and load each ore boat with 65% ore. And what they have to do is the ore is tested at the mine, and by the time it gets down to the dock, they know what's in there, so they have to switch it. And that's how they shove them out to the car. So, excuse me. So the boat has 8 shoves. And this is the first shove. They need 10 plain black ore. Go to track 1, those pockets in that boat. And so then we take the pins out and we put them on. Joe, can you aim that at that?
It's a low battery.
Oh, I know, yeah. So we'll get the last bit out of it here. So Joe's going to aim it at there's all loads to be done. Aim it at the Terry doll.
Oh, all right.
And you can turn that with your hand a bit.
Okay.
And there you can see the colored pins. And then tap on the camera so it focuses. Just tap right in the middle. There you go. And you can see that on the bottom of the orange, black, white, yellow, green, and then interchange cars.
So that's these from here.
Yep. No, with the blue and the silver.
Blue and silver. So those are your interchange.
Right.
Oh, those are the good rock.
Those are the rock cars. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's how we do that. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, sir.
And that was taught to me by a gentleman here by the name of Mike Sophie. And he was taught by a guy named John Toos. Colorblind. Okay, the colorblind people don't get to run the yard. So they can run the main line or the mines, but they can't run the yard. So I do have jobs for that. 1 hour, 12 minutes. I think Joe still won. He said he had over. I had the first 5 minutes. But lies how much paid for everything. That's right. See, you don't have to lie about what you paid. You just look them in the eye and say it's less than a bass boat. That's what I'm sticking up with. Yes. Oh, the Gateway Division, very good. Yeah, Pittsburgh should have a lot of nice layouts and some good people there. And let us know how that goes. You know, I know Ohio has some of things like that. And Robert, you don't have to say that. We always know he's causing trouble. So.
You talking about you?
No. No.
He wants to know how colorblind people operate my layouts.
Well, they can see yellow, can't they?
I don't know. But I think there's different versions of colorblind.
That could be.
There's a whole new rabbit hole there. and Bernard is the best. Blame me. So anything else you guys got questions on or suggestions? I'll now I know I need to do a tree clinic or a tree live stream would be fun. And the purpose of distinguishing the car. It's more of they kind of remember it. I've seen this off the Masabi Reserve Mining, Erie Mining. You know, 120 car trains going by you when you're rail fanning. And I have pictures of them. You know, this was the first car to Silver Bay. And so I thought I'd do something on that. And I did a diorama, and I'm doing some photos, and I've got signs that go on the car. And so the railroads themselves, it's a prototype thing. It's nothing I made up. They sometimes painted the whole car. They painted it on there just to let everybody know, you know, that was the first car that's like that. Next open house or op sessions. Probably February, we're having what? The operators retreat again?
Yep. Yeah.
We have, we invite Joe and Ken and all, we invite new people who've never operated or haven't met us to come operate we have 6 layouts. And I'll probably have a formal session at the end of the month. Work is sending me on a trip to Texas pretty soon, but I will be doing that. Next magazine, probably the NMRA magazine. So if I write to anybody, I'll always write to these guys. I just like Otto Bondrak. I should have asked him to come on tonight. He's such a great guy. You have to realize this whole magazine is run by 3 people. You know, it's Otto and Harry Wong and Justin France. And I think Otto's in the New England area, Harry's in California, Justin's somewhere in Montana. But oh no, Those reserve cabooses were crazy. Checking air front of the Twin Cities. It would be, we are having a regional convention here, Bernard. And it'd be fun to have you down for that. Even do a clinic. Just don't tell your wife, because the convention is right next to the Mall of America. So hide your credit cards. Texas. I will be in Houston, which is, I heard just a small town. I think 9 million people or something. So yes, the first loaded car ever. You know, for the first car. You know, so the first car ever would be the first on that train. Excuse me. And I have pictures of that. So several mines. Yeah. It's a rabbit hole, no pun intended, that I've dug into for so long. And I research from both ends, and I just finally I ran into two people that work in the taconite plants in northern Minnesota, and they answered a lot of questions for me. And we do have a lot of horses here too, but so tell her she can come look at all of our horses. Yeah, the Mall of America. The planes pretty much almost land on the Mall of America. So, well, I do have a rental car, so maybe I could delay my flight and come see her, Robert. That'd be fun. Am I going to National? That's still up in the air, literally. I'll see what my better half wants to do.
You got a room already.
Yeah, he's got a room. I said let's get a B&B, but
Where is it then?
Dallas.
it's in Dallas in August.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
No snow.
no snow.
That's true.
Guaranteed no snow.
No snow. I just went out of the mosquitoes. So I don't know, Ray. That'll probably be a last minute decision.
I'll drive down with you.
You want to drive down? Yeah, Joe,
Don't you
we'll
dare.
see. If the bride doesn't want to go, I'm sure an airline flight or whatever. So I would like to go. Public service announcement about the credit card. Yeah. Horses. Yeah, we have a lot of horses here. So,
Two horses and asses.
Well,
well,
we'll talk about politicians.
we know a certain guy. Yep, there you go. I need my order so I can get in the peanut butter lid contest there. Just it's a dry heat. Yeah. It's a guy who spent some of the service at San Antonio. It's a dry heat. So
That's what they say about the inside of an oven.
yeah, the inside of an oven too is about that. Oh, limestone quarry. Okay, cool. And so we got more Texas, Northeast Dallas suburbs. All the Texas, they know all about it. So it is an oven. So, well, with that, I think we'll wrap it up. And I'll do more of these as we go, and send me any questions, or you can find me on the NMRA Discord, and you can find me on Heath's Discord. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate all the input and feedback, because that's what made this better. Is I would operate, or I'd run and I'd show it to people like you guys, like, what would you change? What doesn't look right? And it's a lot of changes. It's a lot of learning, and a lot of getting out of your comfort zone, even a little bit. You don't have to go crazy, but I suggest you get out of your comfort zone of anything that you're doing that's always the same. Try new methods, new materials. So thank you guys. Thank you. Camus Chris. Yes. let's make this the most popular one. Maybe Otto will let me come back. Here's a plug for Heath. All right, here we go. Fixed all the issues on your layout. Oh, wow. So what time is that, Heath, and where can they find it on your channel? You want to put a link up? And if anybody else wants to post a link, talk to one of the moderators, Sparky, Mike Slater, anybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Buy 5 megs, everybody. Yes. Don't spend your money on mini prints. That'll make your layout look a lot better. There we go. Sidetrack Sunday. If you guys don't watch Sidetrack Sunday, it's a great way to end or start your week. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of model routing. And Traction Group featuring a model routing. Oh, very nice. Yep. Traction is always overlooked, and it's so cool. There you go. Thanks, John. Thank you. We got 46. Wow, that's probably the most people that are watching. I appreciate this, you guys. Had a lot of fun. Except for Ken over there switching. So, yeah, what time? I think that's at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Western. So I thank you guys again. I thank you for all the feedback, all the fun, all the laughs, all the congratulations. And thank you for being my friends. And thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. And I appreciate all of this. It's very, very humbling. But like I said, it's one of our group. Sparky and Heath, he's got whatever you guys started. It's a lot of fun. So with that, I'll bid you all adieu. Say goodnight, Joe.
Good night, Joe.
Say goodnight, Ken.
Good night, Ken.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all of you.